All right, let's crush the Sudoku. This one's called Nightcap by Chris Moore. Each clue is an X sum, a sandwich clue, and a little killer. That is, it is the sum of the first X numbers it faces in that column, where X is the digit it faces. So this number dictates how many numbers this sum to 6. So if this was a 3, these 3 numbers would sum to 6. If this was a 2, these 2 numbers would sum to 6. Those are the only possibilities. Because I was going to say if this was a 1, this 1 number would sum to 6, which doesn't even make sense. Because if it's a 1, that 1 number sums to 1. I mean, I guess if this was a 1, it would make sense, but it can't be 6. It is also the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 6 in its column. So wherever the... I don't like that, though. In its so is this its column? It's over this column. So we're talking here, but the arrow points here. I think it must be talking about this. So 1 and 6 sum to 6 here and sum to 9 here. Between 1 and 6. So that has to be 2, 3, 4 in the 9 column, right? All right. I think that's probably forced in both columns. I think that it must be talking about this, though. The 6 is over this column, right? Okay, I'm going to assume that. Hopefully I'm right. And the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonal. Wait, what? Is this, so the whole diagonal sums to 6. So what is the... So the digit it faces... And also says, feel free to turn the puzzle upside down, which doesn't... I have no idea what's going on here. Okay. It is the sum of the first X numbers it faces in its column, where X is the digit it faces. So that's... Okay. I was thinking diagonal for that rule. Dude, I'm gonna restart the explanation. All right. Let's crush the Sudoku. This one's called Nightcap by Chris Moore. So each clue is an X sum, a sandwich clue, and a little killer. That is, it is the sum of the first X numbers it faces in this column, where X is the digit it faces. So whatever this number is telling us how many numbers to start this column sum to 6. So if this was a 2, then the first 2 digits would sum to 6. If this was a 3, the first 3 digits would sum to 6, and so on. It is also the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 6 in its column. So wherever 1 and 6 fall in this column, there's a sum of 6 between them. And then also, it's the sum of the digits along its indicated diagonal. So sums to 6 in 3 digits, which unfortunately I think could be a couple different things. All right, it also says feel free to turn the puzzle upside down, and I don't know what that means, but let's get it started. So typically when you see 3 cells that add to 6, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, I think this could be 1, 1, 4, or something to that degree, something to that effect. Okay, so this is either a 2 or a 3. It can't be a 1, because that would be saying that the first 1 cell in the column sums to 6, and it would be a 1, so that's not possible. It could be a 2, because then this would definitely be a 4 for the first 2 cells to add to 6, or it could be a 3, and then this would be 2, 1 to add to 6. You can't add to 6 with 4 different numbers, 4 different Sudoku digits. So it's either a 2 or a 3. And then I said this is either a 4, and then it could also be, if this was a 3, this would be a 2 or a 1. So I know a little bit about those. And then there's probably more information to be had about the fact that wherever the 1 and the 6 go, those 3 numbers have to add to 6. So if this was 2, 4, I feel like I'd have a really hard time adding to 6 between the 1 and the 6. What does 2, 4 leave? 3, 5. Yeah, so that doesn't work. Because if this is 2, 4, then the only numbers other than 1 and 6 that I have are 3 and 5. and there's no way to make 6 between those two digits. So so this can't be 2, 4, and so that makes this a 3, which makes this either 2 or 1. These two digits are 2 and 1. And I think I probably have to put 2, 4. If I don't have the 3, yeah. So between the 1 and the 6, I have to put 2, 4. So the 1 must go here, and the 2 must go here, and then it must go 4 and 6. I think that's forced. There's no other way to sum to 6 between the 1 and the 6. Summing to 9 seems crazy too between the 1 and the 6. So I think that has to be 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4 is a crazy way to. I mean, that's the order they're in here, but 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1 can't go here now. I think no matter what. I guess this could be a 1 though. I was gonna say 1 has to go. 1 definitely has to go on this diagonal. At least 1, 1. There's a very strong likelihood that's 1, 2, 3, but I think it could still be 1, 1, 4. Okay, this is a 5. Finish off the column. Might as well do that. Oh, 5. So now these add to 4. So that could be 2, 2 or 1, 3. No, it can't be 2, 2. So it is 1, 3. I don't know how that's going to work out yet. All right, so what's going on with this 6? There's a very strong likelihood this is 1, 2, 3. I'm having a hard time hashing out this diagonal. So I've got all of the 6 clues done in the column. Got this diagonal kind of done. The 9. Oh, okay. So maybe, yeah, I hadn't thought about like the beginning clue, this thing, whatever those are called. Is it called an exome? Yeah, okay. So what could this number be? The first something numbers have to add to 9. Obviously can't be 1. Can't be 2 because I can't put a 7 here. Could be 3, I would assume. So I think 3 is a possibility. It's not going to be 6 because all of these digits add to, what do they even add to? 6, 12, 21. Okay. So it probably can't be 5. Yeah, it definitely can't be 5. Could it be 4? Can you add to 9 and 4 digits? No, probably not. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 is as small as you can make 4. So this is a 3. That's the only way to do it. You can only add to 9 in 3 digits. You could add to 9 in 2 digits, but I would have to put a 2 here, and you can't add to 9 in 2 digits with a 2. So this is a 3. Interesting. Okay, so now these 2 digits add to 6, and then oh wait, but the 3 didn't I need the 3? No. Okay, I was thinking 2, 3, 4 was going to go between the 6 and the 1. So how am I making 9 then? I can't. No, I can with 4, 5. Okay, so 4 and 5 have to go between the 6 and the 1. Okay. I think I figured this out, but oh man, this is hard to prove. This is like weird. Things just like seem right, but okay, so I have to add a 9 in 3 digits. I really feel like this is going to go 1, 5, 4, 6 is how this is going to go, and I don't know how to prove that. Adding a 9 in 3 digits. So these two absolutely have to add to 6. So what are my options there? 2, 4, but the problem is that if I do 2, 4, I don't have enough digits to add a 9 between the 1 and the 6. So like either 1 or 6 has to go in one of these boxes. And it can't be the 6 because, right? If I try to put, well, okay, so, I mean, like 6 definitely can't go in either of these two boxes or else we're over 9 automatically. Because 3 plus 6 is 9 and then I can't put anything in the third box. So 6 cannot go in here. And then the problem is, like, can I not put 1 in one of these two boxes is my next question. If I try to not put 1 in one of these two boxes, then I have to put 1 and 6 in these 3 boxes, and then there's no way I can sandwich something that adds to 9 between them. So what that's telling me is since 6 can't go in these boxes, and I can't put 6 and 1 in these 3 boxes, 1 absolutely has to go in one of these boxes. And then if 1 goes in this box, it's paired with a 5 because it has to add to 6 to add to 9. 1 and 5 add to 6, and plus 3 is 9. So it has to be 1, 5, and I need the 5 inside of the 1 because the 5 has to be sandwiched between the 6 and the 1 with 4 to be able to add to 9 between the 6 and the 1. I don't know. That's the best I can explain that. I did my best there. Wild. Okay. So now this is definitely 3, 1. So the 1 goes here, 3 goes here. 3 goes here. 1 goes here. 3 goes here. 1 goes here. 2, 4. 2, 4. This is a 2. This is a 4. This is a 2. This is a 6. This is a 6. This is a 4. This is a 2. So yeah, I mean, that was the logic right there. I had to figure that whole thing out. That was cool. And then the puzzle's just done, basically. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 5, 4, 1, 5. That's a puzzle, baby. You know, tricky little logic there. Cool. That was cool, though. I like those. I mean, it's like, with these, it's like pretty much you get it or you don't. They're going to throw something kind of hard at you, and you got to just try to figure it out, and then the puzzle kind of just comes together usually. But we crushed the thing, dude. There it is. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.